The Honor System Committee believes that upon the result of this one case hinges the success or failure of the honor system at Colgate.
This strong statement was made by the student-elected Honor System Committee concerning the academic dishonesty case of Frank Malloy. It was accompanied by an equally extreme threat to abolish the honor system that had allowed students to take exams unproctored since 1906. The system had worked as a social institution based on an atmosphere of personal integrity, but by 1920 the Honor System Committee had reason to be concerned about its future.
The upperclassmen were cribbing and the underclassmen were following their example.
Widespread cribbing or copying was becoming an issue, and consequently, students began to lose faith in the system. Frank Malloy, a junior and secretary of his class, was tried by the committee of his peers on December 8, 1920. The trial was not conducted publicly, but rumors about the case quickly circulated among the student body.
Frank Malloy charge using crib sheets in biology class under Professor Chester. The Honor System Committee has found the case to be a clear case of guilt.
Malloy was found guilty of serious academic fraud, and in accordance with the Honor System Constitution, the committee recommended expulsion. A few days later, the committee chairman received a letter from Acting President Reed.
Mr. Traver, further reflection on the case of Mr. Malloy makes me feel that the penalty we decided upon in his case was unnecessarily severe.
Malloy would be dropped from the course but remain at Colgate. Dr. Reed argued that the student body would be more likely to back the lenient sentence. The committee members knew that this did not make students more likely to back them, though, or comply with the honor system. Outraged, they responded to Dr. Reed, threatening to recommend the abolishment of the system if Malloy were not expelled. There was no further correspondence or mention of Frank Malloy by the committee, but we do know that he left Colgate in 1921 without graduating. So perhaps the acting president gave in to the committee's demand. If so, the damage had already been done. Over the next 2 years, student support for the committee continued to decline. They were forced to recognize that the honor system had lost the one thing it needed above all else, the cooperation of their peers. In June 1922, they recommended that the honor system be temporarily abolished, and the Students' Association voted to do so. The switch to the proctor system was not intended to be a permanent one, but calls for the honor system's revival 6 years later were unacknowledged by administration and faculty. The honor system never returned to Colgate.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking, but now